Okay, so one of the services we provide for investors is going out and viewing their property for them. Now, this property is one that an investor came and actually bought a couple of other deals from us, and he had several other houses in his portfolio, and this is one of them. And he called us up and said, hey, I'm having issues getting this rented. Could you go evaluate it for me and see what's going on so we can get this thing cash flowing? Because that's the name of the game, is cash flow. So that's what I'm doing here today. I came by to evaluate it to see if there's anything that we can do, any cosmetic things, that updates that we can do to help get this thing rented and get it going. So one of the very first things I noticed walking up is there's a lot of trash. There's little pieces of paper, there's old bottles, there's, and it just doesn't look very good. So that's number one. The front yard totally needs to be cleaned up. So curb appeal to us is very important. You need to, when somebody pulls up to a property, they need to be able to see it and say, oh, I would totally live there. And this house doesn't have that. You've got this old fence in the way. If you come up here, after you push the fence out of the way, there's a bunch of debris. There's some old tires. It looks really bad. I don't know if you can see it right here, but there's actually a big rock in the driveway, so you can't pull your car in. And overall, it just doesn't look very good. So let's go inside. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing is the floors are in terrible condition. They're literally painted black. They're painted black, and then they have a bunch of other drips and dirty spots on top of them. And it looks very gross. I wouldn't live here. This house would look so much better if the hardwoods were either refinished or if it had carpet. Carpet would do a lot for this. These are bad enough. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video, but they're really wavy. There's no way you could sand these down, fill it in, and make them look good. They're pretty much gone. And that's probably why they painted them, because it's just a lot cheaper than putting carpet in. But honestly, it would cost, so this is not a big house. This is a small 2-bedroom property, and you're talking $600, $700 to put carpet in. It'd make all the difference in the world. Same thing with the bathroom. It's just very dated. The paint job is horrible in here. It's got these old shitty cabinets. Nothing about this says home. Look at this floor drain right here. Totally needs to be cleaned out. It's full of just garbage and crap. One thing that we like to do on our properties when we rehab them is put in new mini blinds because it gives it a nice clean look. Very inexpensive thing that you can do. And I mean, what does this say to you? It says that the property hasn't been taken care of. And I can guarantee you, we could get this leased in this condition, but you're gonna get the wrong kind of tenant that's not gonna pay, and that's not what you want. So we look at our tenants as people that we're actually going into business with, right? We have this business relationship. They're obligated to live in the property, take care of it, pay their rent on time. And then our obligation is to make sure that the property is clean, safe, and functional, that everything works, and it's a happy living environment for them. And that's not what this house is. This house totally needs some work. Kitchen, it's kind of the same thing. It's the cabinets aren't too bad, but the pulls have been painted over. As you can see, the countertops have got big holes in them. The appliances are dirty. Overall, this property just needs to be redone on the inside to make it work. So now we know why. We know why this property is not rented for this landlord that we took over his portfolio. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes, put a turn budget together, give a few recommendations to get it up to par. We're going to get the outside cleaned up for him and get a good tenant in here and get it cash flowing. So if you do need property management in the Kansas City, Missouri area, you need to give us a call. You can call Alpine at 816-343-4520. Talk to one of my people there. Very professional. They'll take care of you. And if you have a problem property here, we'll get it turned around for you, get it cash flowing, and we can also sell you deals too that are performing. So we bring a lot to the table. Thanks for watching the video, guys.